Hey friend, welcome to our lower body program for the month. We'll be going all lower body, no floor. You're gonna want your chair. We're gonna squat from the chair. You're gonna want access to a wall. We're gonna use that a lot for stability. And you're gonna want at least one moderate to heavy weight. We're gonna be moving a little slower, not just because it's the beginning of the month, but because of the nature of these moves. These are a great opportunity to add a little bit more load, pick up that slightly heavier weight, slow down the tempo, really push the strength aspect of this. If you have any questions about what that means for you, if you need help with the setup, you need an option that's not shown in class, give me a holler. You can leave a comment here. You can shoot me an email, set up a time to chat one-on-one. That's my job, to be a better trainer to you. So other than that, it's a spicy one. Let's get into it. Hello, my friends. Welcome and welcome back to the Energy Academy, and welcome to our first lower body session of the month. Grab something to hang on to. If I had a chair with a back, I would use that. We're gonna swing one leg across our body and open. This is not about making a shape. This is just about greasing up that hip joint. See if you can soften your knees. See if you can soften your collarbones. Planting that standing foot down into the ground. Good. Here for 3, 2, 1, and let it go. I'm gonna turn to face you. You can stay where you are. We're gonna take that same hip, bring the knee up the center line, out, around, and down, up the middle, out, around, and down. A little slower, a little more controlled now. You can think about holding that pelvis steady. It's a lofty goal, but it's worth working towards. Good. And when you feel ready, we can reverse directions. Take it up and around the outside, bring it back in. Up, out, and around, and back in. Whew. Good. Here for 3, 2, 1, and shake out that leg, let it go. We're gonna do the whole thing on the other side. Swing that leg across and open. I'm gonna face the wall again. I miss you when I turn away from you. Keep those knees nice and soft. See if you can plant the supporting side of your body and let this swinging leg move independently. When we're working through our single leg stuff later, it's going to be helpful to be able to compartmentalize like that. Good. Let it go for 3, 2, 1, and let's hold on for some hip circles. Up, out, and around. This is a great time to just check in, see how things are moving today. Are you feeling creakier than normal? Are you feeling more energized than normal? Whatever it is, this is time to assess. I'm gonna switch directions. Good. Just a few more seconds here. For 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Let it go. Amazing. We're gonna do something new and a little bit kooky. So take a peek and then we'll do it together. We're gonna practice our hip abduction. So abduction is when we move away from the center line of our body, right? This is what abduction looks like with my leg. This is what abduction looks like with my arm. You get the drift. We're gonna practice that with the wall so we can really feel our muscles turn on to support that movement. So you've got 2 options here. You can line up hip and knee against the wall and push out with that other foot. I'll switch to the other wall to show you in a second. Or if that doesn't feel good, you can go knee against the wall if you need to pad that up with a little washcloth or something that can make it comfier. But we are driving our knees apart. Imagine ripping your yoga mat in half if you were standing on it, feeling that abduction turn on, yeah? We're gonna go for 15 seconds on each side, not too much. I'm gonna do it this way so you can see a different angle, and I'm gonna go with the hip version. If you are sliding on the floor, you're gonna wanna fix that. Take the time to set it up. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, I'm driving my knees apart. I'm not using my upper body on the wall. I'm pressing my hip and knee into and away from it, feeling the work on this standing leg. Carving the space apart with my thighs. We're done in 3, 2, 1, and back off. How'd we do? Let's switch to the other side. You can just turn around. I know I'm in my little corner here. All right, other side, setting up. I recommend doing the same version you did on that first side. We'll go in 3, 2, 1, and abduct. I've got a teeny little hinge in my hip here, just so I can push from a place of power. This is about cultivating this feeling so our body can remember it when we need it later in class. This isn't about like going max effort right now, yeah? We're done in 3, 2, 1. Let it go, shake it out. How do we do? All right, we're gonna hop right in. If there's anything else you'd like to add into your warm-up, I'm gonna be chatting for a second, so you got a chance to do that. But here's our first of 3 chunks of work today. They're not really supersets, so I won't call them that. We're gonna start with our chair squat. Sitting at the edge of something solid, planting our feet, we're gonna hinge forward. So I've got my plank, head to tail, and then I'm going to bend at the hips, folding like a wallet. That's my hinge. I'm gonna press down into the floor to stand up, sliding up like I'm on an escalator, not an elevator, and then I'm gonna slide back down that escalator. Pressing up, sliding down. I've added a tempo for us today, so we're gonna move up with power and sit down for 3, 2, 1. We've only got 30 seconds to work to practice this, so I'm gonna add quite a bit of weight to this, really push myself weight-wise, but this is just time to practice. I don't care how many reps you get done. I care about how connected you feel to this, how solid your form feels, and what feels like it's challenging, yeah? Couple things to check here. Let me show you the front view. At the bottom of our squat, whether you choose to use the chair or not, we're making this house shape. So my shins are stacked up perpendicular to the floor, knees over toes, maybe slightly angled out, that's up to you. But at the bottom, I've got my shins stacked. So the knees aren't coming in, the knees aren't going out. I'm pressing straight down into the ground. And then my inner thighs sort of form the roof of that house, if you want to carry the metaphor, yeah? So heavy chair squats with a tempo for 30 seconds. Then I'm gonna come back to my seat. I'm gonna use that same weight on my lap. I'm gonna push it as far towards my knees as I can tolerate. And we're gonna go for 30 seconds of seated calf raises. Calf raises work slightly different muscles when we do them with a bent leg versus a straight leg. So we're practicing these this month. If you prefer to do a standing calf raise, I won't know, and I won't care that much, but these are really good practice too. You can also, if you're using 2 dumbbells, stack 1 up on each leg, or you can just lean forward slightly, press down onto your knees for a little resistance. 30 seconds of each move, 3 times through. Drop me your questions if you got them. Let's get going, yeah? All right, super simple, not so easy this month. I'm gonna use my weight like a goblet, connected to the top of my chest and the bottom, gently rolling my shoulders back. If you prefer, you could stack them up on your shoulders or hold it bow tie style, dealer's choice. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm pressing down to stand up. I lower down, 2, 3. Press the floor away, lower down, 2, 3. Good, about halfway through. Your tempo does not need to be my tempo. Nice, powerful exhale as you stand. Inhale to slowly reset. We're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. I'm going right into that seated calf raise. I'm gonna switch my weight around on my lap. I'm stacked up, knees over ankles. 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Your challenge here is gonna be to make this as smooth and slow as possible. It's not that hard to get up onto our toes, but when you really think about pushing the floor away, whoo, and then doing it with control, having both ankles move in unison, pushing through all 10 toes, and then lowering your heels down onto eggshells, the work starts to build up, right? Good, we're done in 3, 2, 1, and let it go, shake it out. Take that weight out if you want it. All right, how'd that go? We're gonna do it 2 more times. This is a great time to make a decision about switching something up. Do you wanna add more weight? I do. Do you wanna take the chair away for the squats? You're more than welcome to. Do you feel like you could have focused more on your breath or really challenged yourself with tempo in that last round? Do you need this round, or round 2 out of 3, to be a just sit and hang out and let your brain and your body catch up, take a break, hit the 3rd round extra strong? Totally up to you, but we got a few seconds to rest here, and then we're gonna go again. Sound good? Whew. All right. I'm going one weight on each shoulder here. We're gonna get going with 30 seconds of squats. I'll meet you there in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Push the ground away, stand up, and down, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Good. Are you still breathing? About halfway through. Nice, we're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Let's set up for those calf raises, wherever you'd like to be. 30 seconds on. I'll meet you there in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whew. I'm trying not to pop up to the top of these. Whew. We're trying to use muscles, not momentum here, yeah? Whew. Push the ground away and control it back down. Whew. This is happy knees and hips. This is, if you like to wear heels, being able to last a little longer and not feel it the next day as much. This is stepping off a curb and not twisting your ankle. We're done in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Let it go. Whew. We get a moment to rest here. I'm gonna take the chair away in case you're there and you want a buddy. Maybe you want to use a little less load for these squats. Maybe the load bugs you and you'd rather focus on depth and control. That would be a reason to get rid of the chair. If you're feeling a little shaky today, maybe you take your chair over towards the wall so you can hold on with 1 or 2 hands while you come out of this. Oh, it depends on your goals. All right, shall we go one last time? If you don't have a squat option that works for you, let me know. That is what I am here for. I want you to feel taken care of. You don't have to figure that out on your own. Let's give it one more go. 30 seconds on in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm sinking down. 2, 3. Push the ground away. Down. 2, 3. Push away. Good. Thinking about that wall abduction. Driving your knees apart. Tension between your legs. They're fighting each other. Good. We're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finishing out your last rep. And let's go into that calf raise. If you really don't want to be sitting down, you could take this from the wall, bend your knees, use just body weight, but I think the chair version is probably going to be more appropriate for everybody. So I'll meet you there, loading up with a little weight. Just 30 seconds on. We'll get going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good. I've got quite a bit of weight on my lap here, stacked up over my ankles, but you can also push down. I'm pushing down into these dumbbells, not only just to stabilize them with a little bit of tension, but to amp up the load here. Good. Slowly putting your heels down like you're putting the brake pedal on. Nice, my friends. We're done in 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Let's get rid of these. Bend your knees to drop your weights off. I'm gonna ditch my chair as well. We're going into our second chunk of work. It's just one move, right side, or left, right, if you prefer. We're gonna start with our deadlift. So I've got my feet under my hips. I'm hinging back, again, maintaining plank head to tail, but folding at the hips, stretching out my glutes, stretching out my hamstrings, Pressing down into the floor, squeezing my glutes to stand. That is the basis of everything we're doing here. If you'd like to stand body weight and practice this hinge, that is worth your time if it's not feeling like second nature right now. What we're gonna do today is take a little B stance. So I'm gonna kickstand my non-working leg. If I kickstand my left leg, my right leg is working. I'm sitting my hips back. You'll feel a little more stable at a greater depth here. We're gonna push through that right leg to stand. I'm gonna add some weight to this. You have the option to add 2 weights, framing that working leg. You have the option to add 1 weight, either contralaterally loaded, so opposite side, or same side. Play around, see what works for you. If you want more stability, if you're feeling a little shaky, I recommend holding onto the wall, dumbbell on the same side as the working leg. If you just want to use 1 weight and you're moving away from the wall, I recommend opposite side, yeah? I'm gonna do it with the wall. That sounds good. I'm going for 6 on one side. We'll go right into 6 on the other side. I'll keep cueing you while we move through, but if you have any questions, let me know and we can work on that together. All right, planting my working leg, kickstanding my non-working leg. That kickstand can be wherever it needs to be for support. I'm gonna squeeze a lemon in the armpit of the shoulder on my weighted side, finding my plank. Here we go, sliding my hips back into a narrow parking space, pushing that heel into the ground to stand up. Sliding my hips back, pushing down to stand up. Big exhale as you push the floor away. You do not need to be going very deep on these to get a lot of work. Here's my last one. Standing it up. I'm gonna flip-flop to the other side. Finish your set whenever you like. Join me when you can. I'm squaring off. Reaffirm the setup. Here we go again. Sitting my hips back. Keeping that weight very, very close to my working leg, like I'm painting my thigh, like I'm gonna set it down on my invisible shoelaces. Sitting back, standing up. Whew. 3 more. Last 2. Here is my very last one. Push the floor away, stand up. Excellent. Bend your knees, drop off that weight. You can also put it down on your chair if you want to minimize your up and down time. We're only going to repeat this one more time. One side, other side, yeah? Beginning of the month, we got more time to rest, more time to check in, but this is a great opportunity when we're keeping it small and simple to test yourself a little bit with how much load you pick up, because we only want to mess with one of those factors at a time. So we will be adding more reps as we move forward through this program, but the focus is small reps, heavy work, time to focus on this form, yeah? What was the other thing I wanted to tell you? Oh, if these are feeling good, because you've been practicing them for a while, and you'd like to add a little extra spice, we are going to load this up with the opposite arm. If those weren't feeling good and you're still figuring them out, or you're like, that's enough for me today, you can ignore me for the next 30 seconds, yeah? If you want more, we're setting up opposite arm as working leg. When I sit back, I'm going to twist towards my working leg. I'm gonna let the weight travel towards that foot. This is giving me more stretch over the glute. Yeah, that's more work. I'm gonna press down into the ground, untwist myself to stand up. Here's what that looks like from the front. I'm twisting towards my working foot, pressing down into the ground to untwist. Yeah, little extra spice. If you are trying these body weight and you want a little more, try that. It's a little fun coordination challenge. You'll get kind of a effect. This is a visual joke. If you're just listening to me, I'm gonna wait until you can see me. All right, we're gonna go one more time each side. You ready? I'm gonna add that little twist in case you're there and you want a buddy. I'm gonna start on the same working side. I'm gonna reach out with a thumbs up for a little tension in my upper body. Here we go. We sit down into this. Hips slide back. Exhale, push the ground away, stand. Are you still breathing? That is so important here, especially with these slow, heavy reps. That exhale, that little hug inside will give you so much support. I'm going 2 more. Here's my last one. Ooh. And I'm gonna switch it out. Full reset for the other side. Find my kickstand. Thumbs up for tension. Lock down that armpit. Here we go. I'm sliding hips back, twisting towards my working leg. Push the ground away. Good. Focus on that working leg. The more you push that foot down into the floor, the more work you're gonna get out of it, the less you're gonna have to futz with that kickstand, yeah? The kickstand is just getting out of your way. It's all about this front leg. Here's my last 2. And my very last one. Bend your knees, drop off your weight. You can be done whenever you like. If you're watching this later and you're feeling spicy and you'd like to add a 3rd set, go for it. But I'm gonna talk us through our last chunk of work right now. We're gonna go for some lunges. Lunges are just single leg, knee dominant movement. So if you would prefer to practice something like our single leg squats from the chair, please go for it. We're gonna take these as walking lunges. That is moving forward, that is alternating, that is using as much space as you have. You might have more space than me, please use it. I'm gonna step forward, press through that front leg to rise up, step forward on the other leg, press through the front leg to rise up. I am taking small steps here. You don't have to. You can go forward more, hinge into it. I am getting pretty far down here into this depth. You don't have to do that. You can bend both your knees, see how far you can go, press up. Stepping down, pressing up. Totally up to you. Again, please use more space than I. If you have it, you can go many steps. We're going 6 on each side. If you do not like stepping forward, if that's putting too much force forward on your knees, you can take this as an alternating reverse lunge. If you still want to work with that instability, you can also take this as our wall-supported reverse lunges or any kind of reverse lunge that you feel most comfortable doing. Just go 6 on one side and then switch your setup 6 on the other side, yeah? I'm gonna add a little bit of weight to this, not too much. You have the option, if you've still just got that one moderate to heavy weight, you could hold this in your goblet position. Actually, let me do that in case you're there and you want a buddy. 2 times through, 6 on each side. Do what you can, see how these feel this month. They might feel differently next time you do this class. Who knows? Let's start and then we can troubleshoot. Sound good? All right, I've got my weight up near my chest. I've got my feet on my parallel train tracks. We're walking on train tracks, not a tightrope. Here we go. I'm stepping forward, pressing up to stand, right into the other side, down, and up. I can do one more, and then I'm gonna have to pivot. Woo. Down, and up, down, and up, down, and up. I'm halfway through, stepping down, pressing up, down, and up. Big exhale, push the floor away. My last time, stepping down, pressing up. Excellent. Finish your set. Take a second, shake it out. How are we doing? I know lunges are everyone's least favorite, basically. But it's because it's like 10 times as hard as a squat, right? Asking our leg to do the work of a team independently is a lot. If you are feeling wobbly, normal. If you're feeling new things in your knees and your ankles and a little discombobulated, totally normal. That's why this is such good practice. Don't be afraid to drop the weight completely, altogether. Practice these body weight. That is still a lot of work. Don't be afraid to anchor yourself for more support. So you can just focus on the work. If you really want to ease back on your knees, you can take this stationary version, Keep that knee stacked up over your ankle, sitting back into this, pushing through the ground to stand up. That's gonna be a little more knee friendly if they're talking to you, rather than the very short stance I'm doing where my knee is tracking way forward over my toes. See the difference between here and here? It's the angle at the knee. This is something we want your knees to be able to do. This is healthy, this is good, but it's also uncomfortable for a lot of people. So even if you had a great first set and your knees start to feel tired and talk to you in the second set, just take it back a notch. Go, hey, we're okay, we did something hard. We're gonna do some more work, but in a more supported way, yeah? All right, I'm yapping too much, but I promised you yapping today. Shall we go one last time? This is our last little bit of work today, yeah? All right, come here, little weight, bring it up. I'm gonna start on the other foot front, just for funsies. 6 on each side, and then we're done. Let's do this. I'm stepping down. I exhale, press the ground away. Turning around in my little corner, I feel like a dog trying to find some place to nap. Whew. Good, if your set needs to end early, that is a-okay. This is taking the stairs 2 at a time. This is deciding you want to run a 5K just for fun. This is getting up and out of a low car seat. You're doing great. Last little push. I am done. I'm gonna drop off my weight. You got a second to finish up if you need it. That took it out of you. This is a great position to breathe. You'll notice we have heavy emphasis on breath this month. Literally lean forward, give yourself some support, open up your lungs, yeah? We're gonna take that hinge one last time. I'm gonna kickstand my heel forward, sink my hips back, stretching up my hamstrings. Here's what it looks like from the front. I'm on those parallel train tracks. I've got a soft, easy bend in my knees. I'm stretching out, crown to tail. I'm taking my deep, deep breaths, yeah. Oh, you can flow into and out of this if that feels better. Or you can just hang out at the bottom and breathe. If you're not already by a wall, I recommend it, but we're gonna come out of this and I'm gonna go into a standing figure 4. I will give you an option to not do this next if you want it. I'm gonna bring the outside of my ankle to the front of my other knee. I'm gonna sit my hips back. You can use a little push from the hand here for support. We're getting into the outside of this glute, into that outer hip. See if you can take a big exhale here and relax. If you hate this one, if you're wobbling all over the place, easy to do if you're not on your foot today. We're gonna just bring in our stool for some support. Bring the outside of the ankle down to the chair, keep a strong flex in your foot, drop your knee open. From here, if you want more, you can bump your hips back, hinge forward, maybe bend that bottom knee. Good. Or you can go full pigeon pose on the floor if you like. Something different's gonna feel good for everybody. Good, my friends. One more deep breath here. My supporting leg is shaking and quaking. Let's let this go. Shake it out. Other side, kickstand that leg. Slide your hips back, back, back. Stretching out crown to tail. Taking a moment here to just enjoy the cool down. This might mentally be as hard as the workout in terms of giving yourself a moment to relax, rest, recover, slow down, but it should not be as physically taxing. This is where we tell our nervous system, hey, I did all that hard stuff on purpose. Now it's your job to get me stronger. Going back into that figure 4, sitting down into this, using as much support as you'd like. Whew. Maybe you notice here, if you're clinging on with your toes and your fingertips, if you've knitted up the space between your eyebrows, if your tongue is jumping up behind your front teeth, see if you can let anything that doesn't need to be working right now ease up a little, yeah? We'll take one more deep breath here. Exhale, let it go. Come out of this, shake it out. I'm going hands up the wall. You could go hands to your chair. You could go full downward dog. I'm gonna sit my hips back, stretching out one last time, allowing my head, neck, and shoulders to soften. Easy bend in my knees. Good, big deep breaths down into your back pockets, into the sides of your ribs, into the space behind your heart, into your belly. Let your belly move. Say a little thank you to yourself for showing up today. A little thank you to your body for what it did for you today. Let's take one more deep breath, and on your exhale, we'll ease our way out of this. Woo! We end every class with a big virtual high five. This one goes out to Maddie today. Happy first class. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bada boom. Thanks so much for being here today, my friends. Let me know how these moves are feeling. As always, at the beginning of the month, this is a great time to make some notes to self so that you can check in with your progress as we keep practicing these moves. If you need any input from me, please don't be afraid to reach out. That's what I'm here for. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time.